Hello and welcome to MouseKast, the podcast where the mind meets the magic. It's Tuesday night. We are back. Welcome to March. Hey guys, it's March. That means it's time for winter to be over, right? No, sorry, Matt.
Maybe not for Matt.
No, not for Matt. So Mark Jones says, "Hey everyone, Toby is with us. Hey Toby, welcome. We're back here. It is MouseKast time." Oh, sorry, Danny. Yes, Danny is here. So, and we're talking about the Flower and Garden Festival for Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. It starts officially tomorrow, March the 4th. And so we can't wait for the Flower and Garden Festival. It is a ton of fun. And personally, it's actually one of my favorite times to come to Walt Disney World. Caleb is with us tonight. Caleb, how are you? Thanks for joining us here on MouseKast. Mark Sonnenberg is with us. Hey, Mark. Glad to have you here. Guys, as we're talking and you've got thoughts about the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, if you've been there, if you've experienced it, pop in the chat and tell us what your thoughts are. But we thought tonight we would go through and can give you a little preview. Mark asked, did the flowers survive the freeze? They did. Actually, from what I heard, they actually put some, like some things like heaters on them and things like that to make sure that the flowers are okay. So everything I've heard, they're A-okay and ready for.
I hope those heaters did better than the one that my dad put on his flowers in their backyard because the mulch caught on fire and there was a small problem. He got it fixed, but hopefully
some smoked topiaries, maybe something along those lines. Yeah. Yeah, this is under the moniker of kids don't try this at home. So Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. So there's several different bits of it, and this is actually the official Flower and Garden Festival website. So we thought we would kind of use this as our base to talk about the F&G is what it's kind of familiarly known as. So one of the most, first and foremost, Flower and Garden Festival is Epcot at its best. And it is absolutely amazing. The park looks incredible. In fact, Hawk, who has just joined us, welcome, Hawk. How are you, buddy? The park's Epcot specifically looks absolutely incredible this time of year. It really does look absolutely amazing. And I know, have you guys all, I know I've been to F&G many a time. Hawk, of course, obviously you're there in Orlando, and Matt and Megan, have you guys been to a Flower and Garden Festival? I think you all have.
I've been to 3 or 4, I think. It's probably this for me rivals the Arts Festival for my favorite one. I really love this festival. I love the topiaries. It's a great time of year to be down there too.
It really is. Epcot, as I said, it just looks its best. Not just for the topiaries and everything like that, but it's just, all the gardens that they have, and Epcot itself, around the lake there at World Show, in between, what was Future World, but Future World and World Showcase, that whole area is totally decked out. So when you're on the monorail, if there was ever a time to take the monorail from the Magic Kingdom to Epcot, just to see the sights in Epcot, it's during Flower and Garden. And you're coming in, and you probably want to be on the right side of the monorail. And so Hawk also says that, apparently a lot of tropical plants did not survive the freeze. They've chopped a lot and are replanting. So apparently, I thought they had put some heaters out, but I guess not. So Hawk, what update do you have on that? Do you have an update? Somebody had posted on here.
No, I was responding. Mark Jones said, did the flowers survive the freeze? And a lot of stuff around the resorts, specifically in the parks in some places, got chopped up pretty good. A lot of the tropical plants did not do well. So they're, it's Disney. They're going to have stuff back out there. They're going to replace stuff, but they still had to do a lot of work. There was a lot of loss in the area.
Yeah, did it well, and of course, Flower and Garden is just now starting, so hopefully some of that may have been in protected areas when.
Yeah, but most of that's topiary stuff that's being brought out anyway, so it wouldn't have been out then.
Right. and that's what makes it really, really incredible. And again, talking about the topiaries, some of the best topiaries I've ever seen. Have you guys got any of your favorites that you, when you're going and seeing, that you really kind of trying to hunt for?
I love and
Groot.
TikTok for me, the crocodile.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love him.
Yeah,
But
for me. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I was going to say the Moana one's new this year, or was it there last year? Did I miss it last year?
It is. I think it's back out again this year. I think they have Coco and Encanto, Pixar. Yeah. Speaking of Groot, there's your Groot right there. I don't know that they do have Moana this time. They're focusing on Coco and Encanto this time.
I think she's the very first one at the
Maybe.
I just wasn't sure if she was new this year or not, because I've seen her pictures this year and it looks fantastic.
Does it? Okay. I especially like the Lion King. Of course, Lion King is really big to me. Danny was over at the Poly for the day last month, and lots of severe pruning and ripping out was being done. So, yeah, apparently, the resorts, especially the flora and fauna at the resorts, took a pretty hard hit during the freeze that was last month, and so I suspect that the horticulture teams have been working overtime trying to make all this go. But the topiaries, though, are just absolutely amazing, and it looks like when I have been going to Flower and Garden for a long time. My first Flower and Garden was in I guess 2008. And back then, the topiaries were much more simplistic. They have really become very complex and very evolved now compared to what they were, some 15 or so years ago.
I love the seven dwarfs also, and
Yes.
seeing them over the years with the lanterns and just all the, again, like you said, the detail. But they're a fun one just because there are so many characters all together there, instead of just the one or two for most places. The seven dwarfs are always a lot of fun.
One of the things that I really find most interesting about that, and we'll see if here we'll zoom in on, speaking of Snow White, is now they have faces where before they had a face that was sort of made out. You could see, cheeks and a nose and some things like that, but they didn't have eyes and eyebrows and lips. They didn't have as detailed a face as they do these days, and that is, it's really, really impressive at the level of detail that the horticulture team and the Imagineers are able to develop and get out of a living topiary. This is a living creation, living piece of artwork. So a lot of incredible detail has been put into everyone. Look at this over here. This is for Mirabelle. Other than the fact that she's green, it looked like she was lifted right off the movie screen. Just incredible detail. Mark says that he thinks the faces fall into the uncanny valley realm. They're very realistic, to be sure. They're really, really realistic, and so how the Imagineers pull that off is absolutely, or the horticulture team pulls that off. That's really, really incredible.
There is, for all of you wondering, another new hidden topiary this year that is a dandelion-based Chuck Lionberger face that can be discovered right behind the Rose and Crown. It is right back there. Yeah, just go hunt for that.
Only about that big. It's only about that big right there. So yeah, but the Gardens of Topiaries, it's one of the many, many reasons to look at and to go to and spend time at the Flower and Garden Festival. You also have special gardens that are, as you can see here, cycling through that have been created. But another great part of Flower and Garden has nothing to do with flowers.
Garden.
Flower and Garden.
Go back to that a second.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
New for this year, pet-friendly garden?
Pet-friendly garden, yes. And so learn about pet-friendly gardening so that you can...
Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
your dogs in.
I can't bring my dog to Epcot.
No, you can't bring your dog into Epcot, but
Okay, I'm
you
out.
can.
Never
You
mind.
can do
Proceed.
you
Not
can do a garden that is
interested
friendly for your dog, thing like that. So
I was running over to the safari at Animal Kingdom and grabbing a hippo or something like that and bringing him
there
over.
we go. But then the other that is a very, very popular part.
Henry Hans or Panchita, all hippos over at Animal Kingdom. If you didn't know their name.
Yep. The Garden Rocks concert series. Now we're not talking flowers, we're not talking gardens, but we're talking rocks. So they have a great lineup of artists. So here's your lineup for March. So coming up and kicking things off again, officially Flower and Garden starts tomorrow morning. ABBA will kick things off, brand new this year. I don't know that ABBA has been at
It's
Flower.
the music.
Oh, correct. So the music of ABBA. True, it's true. It's the music of ABBA.
It won't be ABBA.
It's not ABBA. ABBA has come, as I understand it. So, yeah, Mark Jones was said, thinking along the same lines as Hawk, bring your dog to Epcot to, take care of things.
Fertilize it. Fertilize Flower and Garden.
There we go.
Natural fertilization. Yep.
There we go. But the music of ABBA kicks things off. Then we have Simple Plan, Blue October, Billy Ocean coming back again. ELO, or at least the orchestra starring ELO and some former members of ELO. Herman's Hermits is coming back. Now, I saw Herman's Hermits back in 2008, and they were a lot of fun. You
saw them in 2008 or when they were originally out? Like, be honest.
No. I saw them in Epcot in 2008. I may be old, buddy, but I'm not that old. And it was a great concert. They put on a great show, had a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, if you happen to be down at Epcot on March 27th, 28th, check out Herman's Hermits. You'll definitely enjoy that. 38th special coming up in March. And then over in April, the man, the myth, the legend, Chubby Checker, coming down to Epcot. I don't know that has he been there before? It doesn't say new, so I'm not sure if he's new or not. But Chubby Checker's coming. I bet you that's going to be a fun show. Chubby Checker, puts on a great show. Mark Sonnenberg, by the way, says he wishes it was ABBA that was performing. I think ABBA did perform in a previous Flower and Garden. I thought maybe ABBA did. I can't remember. Sugar Ray is coming April 5th and 6th.
Mark just brings up a good comment. Chubby Checker has to be at least 120.
120.
I was just going to say, Herman's Hermits isn't far behind.
No, they're not far behind. But
they sing about Henry VIII like they were alive when that happened. So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that a lot of these bands, look, they're great shows, and I won't take anything away from them at all. But you're not going to see the A-list bands right now. You're going to see A-list bands.
Going to be there. Well, then I'm not going.
You're going to see A-list bands of yesteryear, but you're not going to see, these are the B-sides. These are the guys that are out rocking and trying to stay alive, doing things like this and continuing to perform. And you do see some great shows. I'm not going to take away from that. But these are, you're not getting ABBA. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, but you do have some great groups again, and to Hawk's point, you're correct. Some of these are older bands that are doing kind of different venues these days. The Commodores, Air Supply, also coming. Rick Springfield coming as well in April, and then in May.
He probably performed at Epcot more times than I've been to Disney. Rick Springfield performs.
He's been there a lot. He's been there a lot.
He puts on a decent show, though.
He does.
His voice is starting to struggle a little in the last couple of years, but he still puts on a great show.
Mark Jones says he saw Rick Springfield last summer in Roanoke, meaning Roanoke, Virginia, and he might be older, but he performed a great concert. And that's kind of the thing. He does put on a good show.
Yeah, he's very crowd interactive. I saw Firehouses on there. Woo!
Firehouse, yes, is coming.
Don't treat me bad.
Yep, that's where did I see that? April 24th and 25th. That's a new band coming to Epcot, and in May. So all you Brit music fans, Flock of Seagulls.
New to Epcot.
Yeah, new to Epcot. I mean, a new band to Garden Rocks. Flock of Seagulls is coming, kicking off May. That'll be a cool one.
You can hear your Guardian song live.
Yes, you can. Plain White Tees. 98 Degrees is back for all of you, 80s band or Christian 90s band fans, boy bands. The Spinners, Maverick City Music is closing things out, and then of course the final concert, because Fire and Grind finishes on June 1st, and so Maverick City Music closes
Chuck,
things out.
Favorite Spinners song? I want to hear it. What is it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Because the Spinners, by the way, are coming. I believe I saw them in May. Here they are. Yeah, May 15th and 16th. I don't know. I'd have to actually... That's going to be one of the things I'd have to think about as to all the different songs the Spinners have done. Mark Jones says, 98 Degrees, wow, that they're coming to Epcot. Yes, they are. So
Before, they do quite a few shows.
they've done, quite a few.
Yeah, they play there quite a bit, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and another... Plain White Tees has been there several times. We saw Plain White Tees one time. That was, I don't know, a couple of years ago that we saw Plain White Tees. But here's also one piece about the whole Concert Rocks series. This is very similar to the Holidays and the Candlelight Processional. These get really, really popular. And if you're looking to attend one of these concerts, your best option might be booking a dining package. And what that entails is, there's different restaurants that will participate, and you can purchase, you go for lunch or dinner. If you go, lunch oftentimes is one of the better deals. But interestingly enough, for you budget-friendly folks, notice that Regal Eagle Smokehouse does have a dining package here. And so
notice Chuck's Topiary also has one. Rose and Crown. You can go there.
Yes, you can go visit my Topiary. Again, it's really, really small. But this, when you do a dining package, you are guaranteed seating. Now, not necessarily where you're going to sit, but you're guaranteed in. But if you're going to try and attend without a dining package to one of the concert series, plan to line up well in advance. And usually the standby line, if you're facing the concert venue, the American Gardens Theater concert venue, it's going to be over on the right side, where the standby line will open up.
So here's my take on the Garden Rock series, because if you're a huge fan of somebody who's performing there and you want to be way down front, so you're like right there, okay. I prefer for this stuff to be out on the walkway, because you have room to dance, you have room to move, and it's a little bit more fun than being stuck in a seat or stuck in a row for this music. It's a lot of fun to be involved and to do all of that, but unless there's somebody you just want to be like first or second row for, and you're willing to fight for that, because you gotta wait in that line. Yeah,
that's it. And to your point, Megan, that's one of the beauties of a lot of these artists. Like, it's not that need, but they put on a great show. They're a lot of fun. I mean, Jen and I just like to walk by while the concert's going on, maybe stay for one or two songs over in front of the Americas and stand out of the walkway, because they do keep you moving. But I mean, once you back up a little, you can watch a little bit of the show and then kind of head on your way. We traditionally do the same even for the Candlelight Processional. Like, I don't want to sit. We're over there to get steps in. We're over there to keep moving and doing some stuff. So, like, I enjoy seeing little bits of stuff, but I mean, if the Spinners are there, I want to see me some Rubber Band Man. And then, then I'm on. I don't need to hear "Could It Be I'm Falling in Love." I'm good. I just need my Rubber Band Man, and then I'm on to the next one. So if I hear a favorite song of one of my artists, like walking by, it's nice to be able to hang in there and check it out. But I often don't need to even see the whole show for a lot of these,
Yeah, and actually I'm glad you mentioned it, because that was actually something I was going to mention as well. The volume is plenty loud. You don't have to be in the seats. You can be out back, even kind of dining outside of Regal Eagle without the dining package, and you'll hear it plenty well. The other bit to remember is they don't do just one performance each day. They do at least 2 or 3. And you oftentimes find you stand a better chance of maybe getting into a standby line for the last performance than you do necessarily one of the earlier ones. And so, keep that in mind as well. That again, you don't have to get the dining package. You don't even have to be in the theater to enjoy the music. You can hear it plenty fine from half of World Showcase. So
from the line at one of the outdoor kitchens, which, other than the very pretty topiaries, is a major highlight of the film.
Which that's what we're going to get to next. In my opinion, this has become. It wasn't this way originally when Flower and Garden first happened and first started going on. They didn't focus on food. Now, though, definitely focused on food. In my very humble opinion, and others may greatly disagree with me, I think the offerings at the Flower and Garden Festival rival and maybe even surpass those of Food and Wine Festival.
I agree.
You may disagree. Some may disagree. Some may agree. I think that it's actually the kiosks and what they offer are better. In fact, let's take a look at the menus. So coming up, over in World Celebration, and by the way, you can find this for those that are listening on the podcast. You can go onto the Disney Parks blog, and then under the Disney World section, you can find the entire Flower and Garden Festival menus in detail. And so, all the food items that are starting up, and including conch fritters. I mean, we're starting off with a bang over here in Florida and getting those conch fritters out. If you've never had a conch fritter before, they're pretty good. With a blackened fish slider. Ooh. So some great dining options plus. And every kiosk, by the way, has beverages, both non-alcoholic and, of course, alcoholic to enjoy. So for those of you that are thinking, well, we'll go try and drink around the world, your options just, tripled compared to just a normal Epcot bit here. And one other tip, and I don't know if you guys use it or not, this is a great place to, instead of worrying about, if you want, you can use your Magic Band, that's fine. But also, we have one of these Disney gift cards that has a little wrist thingy. Mm-hmm. And we just load that up. We put, whatever, amount of money we want to on it, and then just go around and just scan the gift card, not having to worry about anything else. And you can easily make well more than a meal going around World Showcase so easily. Do you guys have any thoughts? Go ahead, Meg.
I was just going to say, during this festival, especially, because I do agree with Chuck, I like the food here better. I feel like they don't take themselves as seriously as the kitchens do during Food and Wine. Like the Food and Wine, at times for me, it feels like they're trying too hard. But this is one of those times when it's really hard for me to make a dining reservation in the park. There are several sit-down meals that I really enjoy in Epcot. But when one of these festivals is going on, it is hard to commit to a sit-down meal because I would actually prefer to roam around the park and share stuff from these booths and just make that how we eat. I do think that for people on the dining plan, it is tragic that you are no longer allowed to take a quick service meal, break it apart into 3 snacks, and get yourself 3 snacks at a single booth, because that used to be just the best thing to do. We did that a lot.
And unfortunately, I think that Disney kind of got wise to that, and they're realizing that, oh, hey, our quick services are taking a hit here because they're breaking them up and getting the using them as snack credits for the kiosks. But this early bloom menu. This is over. We're talking now about the Farmer's Feast menu in Communicore Hall. Danny has joined us as well. He says 3 sacks for a meal was the best. And it was that was the steal, and that was kind of the secret menu or so. So I can understand why they did so. But this scallop that they have here, in fact, right here. Some of you might not like spring pea risotto, but it looks just like good. That's going to be definitely on my list here. Is
It's not on Hawk's list. I can tell.
yeah, not on Hawk's list.
You know the funniest part? I love scallops. I just don't like them with a side of The Exorcist. That's just me. Call it what you want. But I love me some scallops. It looks great right up until the green stuff. But I have a rule on my plates. If it grows, it goes. So, like, flower and garden isn't going to do well for me. I'm all about give me pasta, give me meat, give me French fries, but give me something that grows. See you later.
Hey, Hawk.
I know potatoes.
French fries are made of potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes kind of grow. Just
well, they stay on the ground till you pull them out, though.
Okay.
Don't see them.
There you go. But yeah, so moving on, we're not going to go through every single one of these, but some of the, this is not. There's always been an accusation of theme park food is just chicken tenders and hamburgers, and fried chicken and hot dogs.
So, Megan, you're big. You're a big foodie, and Chuck, I'm going to ask your opinion too because you guys are both big foodies. But do you feel a lot of these festivals? Because I hear this comment a lot in the parks. Do you feel these booths overkill trying to go to the foodie level? Like, do you think they take it a little too exotic and just like they're not balancing between? No, Matt?
No, I don't think so. I'm a big foodie too. Like this probably like when it comes to festivals, this is like one of my favorite things to do.
Mark Sonnenberg. For those of you understanding who are
the grilled beef strip sounds delicious.
Exactly.
If you're listening right now to the podcast, you really need to be joining us because you got to see the faces going on right now in some of the comments. Mark Sonnenberg, for those who are listening, said, "Give me a slab of dead animal, LOL." And of course, he's talking about the grilled beef strip loin we're happen to be looking at here right now that is available at the where is this at the Epcot Farmers Feast menu in Communicore Hall. So go ahead, Matt.
I think what they try to do is give you something a little bit more on the fresh side versus all the fried food and stuff like that you had mentioned, like hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders, fries, stuff like that. To me, this is kind of like a little bit on like a lighter side, or something if you do want to try something for the first time, like, who's had conch? Like, I personally haven't. So, but this like, oh, okay, this gives me like that opportunity where like, okay, I can get something, I can try it, relatively on the cheap. Like I'm not really like going out of my way to try something new, or there could be something completely different. I think I saw there was a mango Dole Whip with sweet chili sauce. Like, who would have thought of that combination? And that to me just sounds incredible to try. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of spicy, something like that. But you like that picture. You're showing for those who are not watching. It's the grilled corn.
Yep.
Or the stands, and to me that it gives you something like you can share with somebody, and it's not like it's not going to really sit realistically like having something fried that you can get over at most of your quick services at most of the parks. So to me I think it's Disney's way of trying to present something a little bit on the lighter side, and maybe even healthier.
See, I agree with that, and I agree with that, Matt. But Jen and I noticed when we walk through the parks and we're walking through and looking at the food booths for festivals, it's just like a little too much combination, or like instead of one or two items being meshed together or fused together for a new type of taste, it's like 3 or 4, and it's usually like there's like one thing that we're like, not really a big fan of that. And it kind of kills it for you. And it's too bad because we do like a lot of different things. Like I love conch. Like, I love eating conch. I love having escargot. I eat some very weird foods that a lot of people wouldn't touch. But then when they start to spice it up or change up the sauce a little too much, it's just overkill for us. And we're no longer interested. Like it overdoes it for us for a lot of the festival items.
Yeah, Megan.
I think in terms of trying too hard to like reach the foodie palette, I feel like that's where the food and garden or the food and wine festival loses me. With this one, it almost feels like they go into it and they maybe get a little overexcited. sometimes, and they just, like you said, they just add one thing too many, whereas if they just would edit just slightly, it would be even better.
Right.
But I think they definitely see it as an opportunity to do something that they feel like they can't do inside a quick service or inside the table service. I mean, Skipper's Canteen, when it first opened, it had a very different menu than it does today because they tried to go different, and the theme park guests just can't go that way permanently. So with Flower and Garden, I feel like they just get a little too excited and they accidentally go too far. Food and Wine, I feel, is where I see them trying too hard because we expect them to have like elevated food at that point. I think that one loses me a little bit every year.
Danny, I've eaten with you. You know darn well I have no need to expand my palate. I'm expanding my gullet too much every time I go out with you. So,
Yeah, but here's the thing. To Danny's point, though, and Danny had said, expand your palate, Hot. But where I think that both Food and Wine Festival, but also I think Flower and Garden does, is that we know that not every item at every single kiosk is going to be for everybody, and that's perfectly okay. The diversity that you see during these festivals is incredible compared to what you would have in a non-festival time period where you do sometimes have to kind of go, oh man, I don't want to do traditional theme park food, but I also don't want to necessarily find myself having to do a table service or commit to a full quick service or something like that. Mark Jones says that picture is, by the way, we're referring to the grilled corn that's over at the walkway between World Showcase and the Imagination Pavilion right now. He says that makes my mouth water.
As you say that, the one thing I will say, I don't think that's ever a problem at Epcot. Like, I really don't. There's such a variety of food all the time at Epcot that I don't think if you're not feeling like, chicken tenders and mac and cheese, you're fine. Like, you are going to be able to go numerous places at Epcot, quick service or sit down, even outside of festival windows, and find plenty of unique food. If you're talking food, there's no better park at Disney World. And I mean, Epcot's our least favorite park. So I'll be the first to admit that the food offering there is incredible when you add in the countries, the quick service, the sit down, everything else. There's always food options at Epcot.
Yeah, and that's actually that's my point, is that though you're committed to a table service or a counter, where the snack options, and while there are some good snack options throughout the pavilions, and it's Epcot still is the best park for food hands down all year long, no problem. What now though is, and Mark Jones actually says it right here, he says what makes the festivals more appealing is the relative low cost and chance to try lots of things, which is exactly where I'm going to as well. That you have got the ability to do a tremendous number of not only food items, but also drink items, like a strawberry basil lemonade. Both the hard
only downside is on a busy day, you're going to wait as long for that stand as you are a sit down or a regular conventional quick service. We've stood in line for 45 minutes for a booth.
Yeah, I mean, there is a downside to that, and there's no denying that. And there's also no denying that, especially, and Hawk, correct me if I'm wrong, but probably Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are going to be the worst times and the busiest times for the festivals, whether it be Flower and Garden or Food and Wine.
By tradition, you're going to say that. I mean, but I think it's one of those things. The best way to do it, I heard somebody say this once at Halloween Horror Nights of all places, but if you're a foodie, rope drop for food. Yeah. No joke, but they were at Horror Nights to do food, and because of the unique offerings they have, and they literally didn't go for a house. They didn't do anything. They rope dropped so they could hit all the food stands out the gate. If you can do that at the festivals, it super helps you. You're going to be eating early, skip breakfast, get there, and be ready to pour it on, and you're going to save some
11 o'clock.
So there are cheat codes to that system as well. And as locals, there's a lot of things, and you start to figure out when to go, if there's storms coming, what times, around those meal times when a lot of people do have reservations, tends to get a little quieter at the food booths and the food stands. Mm-hmm. Not crazy quiet. It's Epcot. It's a festival. It's going to stay busy. But I mean, the food they had this year at the, believe it or not, Festival of the Arts, Jen and I found a couple booths that we really enjoyed and a whole lot that we went, too much for me. But, you know, again, I think they were almost trying to get too artsy with that particular festival, going aligned, and it gets a little too extreme. I noticed it more in that one than any of the others, to be totally honest. But
Yeah.
I think, you know, the festivals are the highlight of Epcot over the course of the year. Everybody loves them. Everybody loves the food. They love the concerts. They love the, you know, this time of year, you got the topiaries. Everybody looks forward to that shift. And we have from March 4th to June 1st. This is a longer festival. You know, this runs, you know, you're talking 3 months basically to give you the opportunity to enjoy this. I remember when those festivals first started, you were lucky if you got 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a month, maybe a month and a half at most. And so now, and that's one of the benefits to both of them. And speaking of one that, you know, as we were going through the menu, this for me was one that hit high, and this is right up Hawk's alley. This is and again, if you're watching, miso cola glazed sticky pork ribs, topped with spicy pickled peppers and peanuts. And that thing,
let's ditch the pickled peppers, and I'm all in.
Yeah, well, you can pick you can pick off the pickled peppers. So there you go.
And the peanuts.
But this thing, I mean, just this looks like give me 3 or 4 of these like right now. And as we kind of can you go through them, you know, there are some old favorites that are still around, but interestingly enough, a couple of ones that are not there anymore. And one that I bring, and we're over at the Northern Bloom menu, which is in Canada, and had been
scallops now.
Yeah, well, the seared scallops and the beef tenderloin tips have been there for a while, but they used to have the cheddar cheese soup here, and now it's not. Danny says, "I'll take that family style." I think he means the sticky ribs we were just talking about. But
I'll take the scallops family style, and
I'll take the scallops too. I love those scallops. Yeah, the scallops are amazing. But you also got to remember the beverages that they have too. They have some great beverages, and this is again a nice opportunity to sip something just a little bit different.
This is where you got to be careful though, because this is where obviously if you're ordering something alcoholic, your price goes up significantly.
It does considerably.
And this is where I am going to join Hawk with like they're trying too hard. Some of the drink concoctions they put together, I have wanted to go back and say, can I get my money back, please? Because I don't know what you put in this, but this is like undrinkable. And I have tossed an $18 drink because I just couldn't.
And for parents of littles, you know, 2 countries in, and you're like, oh, where are my kids? You know, like, I mean, you got to be careful here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why I said, you know, drinking on the world takes on a whole new meaning when you have these 2 particular
and Mark
festivals.
Has a rhyme for us here of how many pickles.
Yeah. Mark says how many picked peppers did the pickled people pick, which is very good, Mark. Kudos to you. And apparently Hawk is going to be one of those pickled people. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't drink.
No, you don't drink. That's true.
I would not be a pickled people.
No, you would not. But you know, and take your time when you get a chance, and go check out the menu for all of the different kiosks. There are just a ton of. Here's another one right here. We're in Japan. You know, this frushi. It's just different. It's a fruit version of sushi, and it's actually pretty good. You know, Hawk, that grows too, so I don't know if you're going to go for that.
That will be all for you, my friend. I will not be interrupting your line, your wait, your nothing. I'll be right over in Italy finding something pasta based.
The frushi is a staple. That is something that people look forward to every year. Is that every festival? Like it's.
And speaking of lines, they're there. Yeah, they line up for the frushi as well, and then you know a shrimp po' boy. This time, blackened shrimp po' boy. I mean, that thing looks good. Yeah, there's some really, really good. And also sweets. I mean, you also have dessert menus. Like this is at the funnel cake. A Bananas Foster funnel cake. So you have the traditional funnel cake topped with banana chocolate chip ice cream and powdered sugar, then topped with whipped cream, rum caramel sauce, and a banana cinnamon sugar dusting. I mean, that's just like, oh, yum. Go crazy on that. So many different offers, and then you have some of your standards. We're looking now at the Germany one. The potato pancakes have been a staple for years over at the kiosks, and the pretzel bread as well. Those are old favorites. They have been around for a long, long time, and people come back every year because they want to enjoy those because they're just good. I mean, they just do them every single time.
Chuck, you're headed to Disney for
Yes,
the
I am.
festival. You're going here in just a few weeks. Are you one of the people, like for me, if I was going during this festival, I would be looking at every single one of these menus ahead of time, writing down what I want to try and where to find it. Do you do
The
research
list is
ahead of
already
time?
made.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Mickey and I both.
Wait a minute. Do you have a list, or do you have like an Excel spreadsheet with a price point, and a, calculator? Like, are you up there, like literally?
I've got it down to how many. I've got it down to calories. How many bits are no? It's a list, and it's this is where we're going to go. We're going to hit it up. Hawkeye was going to see if you wanted to go around the world with me. I'm not sure if I'll do that now. I mean, come on now.
We may or may not be able to.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have to keep that posted.
We'll have to see. But there are so many different options, and here's also another little bit that just wanted to kind of bring up here. Disney does give some attention to thinking about kids during this. So there are some kid-friendly
I love the way you
options.
said that. It does give some attention to kids.
Well, okay.
Not considered kids at Disney under the age or over the age of 10. So, like
Right.
9 and under, we got the junior menu available.
But we do. Mark, by the way, gives the advice of just keep it simple. Just buy one of everything so you don't miss out. That's right.
Oh God, Mark, you'd spend $5,000.
They play the lottery.
Yeah, I was about to say you would spend quite a bit of money. But again, Disney does keep kids in mind. Again, the Food and Wine Festival, Flower and Garden Festival. Let's be honest, they're a little bit more tailored towards adults. You just look at to Hawk's point. This is something that is much more tailored to a refined palate. Again, this is why this is not burgers and dogs and chicken nuggets and everything like that. But they do have some kid-friendly things there, including the strawberry shortcake. By the way, this frozen desert violet lemonade, we actually get this every year. It's really good. It actually is quite good. It has a little bit of pear, a little violet syrup in it. It's surprisingly quite good. So, if you were ever wondering, okay, what's a drink just to try this. The frozen desert violet lemonade. Strongly recommended. It is a great opportunity. One of the ones that I was looking for, and I don't know that I saw it, so it could be that they were gone this year. At one point, there was a kiosk that dealt with Spam. And had a Spam dish. It was in the Hawaii area, and I don't think
it's not there. It's usually Food and Wine. I think I usually see.
Yeah, but they did have it one time. They did have it at Flower and Garden, but I know it's over in Food and Wine. But at one point, it was over in Flower and Garden, so I don't think that it has done it now. Mark Soderberg says we watched videos and had pages of dining and snacks for Disneyland. Yeah, and it's part of the planning. So when you are going to go to Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival, you do want to think about planning out a little bit because, dining already at Disney can be challenging given that there's just so much to choose from, not just at the parks, but at the resorts and Disney Springs and all that. Add on the festival and, your dining you have to really think about, do I treat the festival like it's an ADR? That I'm going to intentionally kind of make that my lunch or dinner or maybe both, or just, kind of graze throughout the day. There's all different kinds of ways to approach how you do dining at Flower and Garden.
And with the note that, with the note on the kids and the littles and all that, if you are traveling with little kids, it's a little bit harder to plan for those kiosks. You're not going to get through as many of those because, like Hawk said, the lines can get really long. Your kids may or may not be into some of that food. I have one kid who's a really great eater, will try absolutely anything. The other one looks at stuff she's eaten 14 times and goes, ew, I don't like that. So, that you're probably, if you've got little kids, you're probably going to be stopping at the quick services. You may be doing the table service because you got to figure out a way to balance what you want to try out at the kiosks with what your kids need in terms of timing and guaranteed food.
And I'll add something too that a lot of people don't consider the weeks of these festivals. If people talk about whether or not they should park hop, whether or not they should do stuff. Jen and I go and do these festivals, and we'll go on a Saturday afternoon and we'll decide to eat some, and with the idea of eating around the world. And we get through 2 countries and we're stuffed. So like the reality is, this is something, these festivals specifically, they're a great time to take a break from one park, get some rest, take them on a rail ride over to Epcot, take the boat over to Epcot from Hollywood Studios and walk the countries for an hour and do, 2 or 3 samples each day over the course of your time there. Because if you go in with the mindset that you're going to do this all in one shot, and you're going to, you're going to do your one day at the festival, you're not going to feel good by country 3. And by country 4, you're going to be looking for the restroom and wanting to go back and sleep the rest of the day awake. Because it's not enjoyable unless you're literally taking a bite of food and throwing it out. The portions are small, but once you have 4 to 6 little trays, you're going to be full. Like it catches. And some of these things are, to Chuck's point, some of these things are super sweet. They hit you real heavy. Some of them are bread based, really do fill you up. Some are very heavy. So
you can get away with that to some degree, but if and only if, like if you're a group of 4 and you get one and you just kind of share little bits, you can go a little bit further. But to Hawk's point, though, if you're thinking I'm going to eat around the world and do that in a day, not happening. You really, if you want to make your way all the way around, really want to experience, either of the festivals, whether you're trying to do food and wine or Flower and Garden, you need days, 3, probably 4 days, and break it up and do a couple of kiosks or a couple of countries a day, and even then spread that out over the course of a day.
Clients, try that one day to be there and be the rope droppers for food. Get a few things and check it out a little. Then another day, go back a little later in the afternoon between that lunch and dinner crowd and catch a little bit more. And then one night, go back and try to catch the fireworks show. And, prior to the fireworks, walk around a little bit and try to grab a couple of booths of food. Some don't stay open all the way late. Like some booths do close a little bit early. But, like spreading it out like that. And it gives you the opportunity to find your favorite dish and go back and get it a few times too. If you really, really like something, Jen and I have specific booths we go to every year that we go the same thing. And to your point earlier, a lot of people in Canada are going to be pissed this year. No soup. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and a little surprising.
It's Jerry.
Everybody loves. Well, but here's the reason why. Because now the only way to get the cheddar cheese soup, and cheddar cheese soup from Le Cellier is justifiably legendary. It is very good. In some respects, it might be, frankly, better than the steak now. But now the only way to get it is you got to go to Le Cellier. So, and how many are going to go, okay, I'm going to plunk down that much money just to get some cheddar cheese soup. So, there's going to be some folks that are might not be too thrilled, about the changing the menu. But that's also one of the benefits of these festivals. They do change the menus out from time to time, and so something that may have been there for several years is gone for a while, and hopefully maybe it'll come back. By the way,
Chuck, we went to Steakhouse 71, and I got to say it was a 3 out of 5 for us.
Oh, really? Mm.
I'm disappointed by that too because I've had really good experiences. With
I love Steakhouse 71. And remember that red wine demi-glaze? Oh,
and we were told, I'll admit, That was good. The red wine was awesome. We got the whole sauce array. We bought the whole tray out so we could sample all of them. I had the filet. I think we had 2 fillets at the table. We had the vegetarian dish, and we had French onion soup and onion rings for appetizers. Took us 45 minutes to get a beer and a cocktail, which was not for us. It was for my daughter and her boyfriend. We actually had to ask the waitress if she had left it in her hometown and forgotten about it. And but we were not blown away. It was good, but not great. It was not worth the price we paid.
Danny has said he's been to Steakhouse 71 twice, and both times were excellent. I have never had a time at Steakhouse 71 where it wasn't good. I will admit to you, though, it's not the speediest service in the world. That much I can admit. It sometimes can take a little while.
Steakhouse generally is, in fairness, too. Like, we didn't expect
drinks is.
But yeah, if you're over 5 or 10 minutes for cocktails, and especially if you're just pouring a draft beer and making a simple cocktail, you need to. I think it was forgotten to ring in, to be totally honest.
Yeah, so Mark Jones says it was a 3 out of, meaning Steakhouse 71 was a 3 out of 5 for him too, until he went with me and I taught him. Mark and I went to Steakhouse 71 and I taught him about that red wine demi-glaze, and so therefore now it's hopefully more than just a 3 out of 5. And he says, a solid 5 now.
I will have to say, we also took Jen to Summer House on the Lake for her birthday at Disney Springs. And we enjoyed, let's see, we had 2 pizzas, the strip steak, spaghetti and meatballs. I think there was another spaghetti and meatballs, and then another vegetarian lasagna. And
and this is everything Hawk just ate.
Everyone loved the food. And then we really went crazy. We did get some appetizers too, and we went crazy on dessert. We had 6 of us there, and we all got cookies, but we also got the chocolate cake, and Tegan got the lemon pie or whatever it was. But the pie was about 3 inches high and literally took up the bulk of an 8-inch plate. And then the chocolate cake, it's $18.95, and I have no idea why I ordered it, but I was like, let's get the cake. And we got it. We ate it for 6 days afterwards. That slice of cake had to be 5 pounds. She put it in a to-go box when we left. It didn't fit in the to-go box. She had to get a cake box, a full cake
Lord.
Box to put the slice of cake in.
And he keeps using the word just slice.
Best $18.95 I've ever seen.
Wow.
That cake was better than the cake at Brown Derby. It was not quite as good as the cake at Bay Lake Towers up in the DVC up there. They have a 7-layer cake there that's amazing. But this was a ridiculously good piece of cake. Service was great too. Summer House.
Well, sounds good. We hope that you have been enjoying our preview of Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. And no matter what, if you're heading over to F&G, take your time. This is not something to rush through. Take your time and really appreciate all the Disney details that are there. And Danny, by the way, says, sounds like the chocolate layer celebrate P.F. Chang's or the cake at P.F. Chang's as well. So
kind of along those even lines. Bigger though.
Yeah. So take your time and really allow yourself time not only to appreciate the food that we have been talking about, but also appreciate all of the artistry that is there from the topiaries and the different gardens, and just appreciate the beauty of Epcot, because really it is Epcot's best season. It is when Epcot is at its most vibrant and most truly just decorated.
And I just want to top that off, Chuck, by saying those watching can message the MouseKast page and send Chuck gift cards for food and wine or flowering garden.
MouseKast does not endorse or anything like that. MouseKast does not.
He will take the gift cards and give you honest reviews about the food you couldn't eat, but he was allowed to. Like he will do that for you. Because
do not send me gift cards.
So
listen, Hawk. Yeah. Don't send me gift cards, folks, but I appreciate the joke. But here's the other thing we do want you to do. We do want you to go to the MouseKast page and share out the fact, by the way, that you have been watching or listening to MouseKast, whether you're watching us live or listening to us via the podcast. We do this every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. right here on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page. And we want you to be part of the program. Coming up next week, it's open mic night. It's going to be, Matt and I are going to be talking. Hopefully, maybe Hawk will be able to join us too. We'll see. Megan, unfortunately, will not be able to be with us next week. So, maybe she'll join us in the chat if she can.
Her name's not Mike.
Her name's not Mike?
It's open mic night.
Oh, open mic night. That's right.
We have a guest star, Mike. He's coming on.
Okay, Mike.
Mike.
So open mic night, which means that's right, you get to decide the topic of what we're going to talk about next week. But coming up very soon, it's March. You know what that means? It's time for the return of the MouseKast March Mouseness Tournament. We're going to have 3 weeks of March Mouseness that's actually probably going to even run into April, to be honest. So we've got 3 different topics that are going to be coming up, a ranking of 16 of each of these topics coming up very, very soon, so you don't want to miss the MouseKast March Mouseness Tournament that's coming up later on this month here on MouseKast, the podcast where the mind meets the magic. Hey, thank you guys so much for being with us. Caleb, thank you for being with us as well. We hope you have a magical night. Thanks to Mark, to Danny, to Mark Sonneberg, Mark Jones and Mark Sonneberg, who were with us. Again, Caleb was with us as well. Amy joined us as well. I want to say a thank you to Amy, Danny as well. Everybody who was with us tonight, a huge thank you to my co-hosts, Hawk, Matt, and Megan. And most importantly, thank you for being with us. We hope you have enjoyed MouseKast, and we hope that you will come back and join us each and every week, 8:30 p.m. right here, Tuesday nights. Until next time, though, we'll see you.
Thank you for listening to MouseKast. We appreciate the time you share with us. And tonight was a very fun show. And joining us is a must. This is where the mind meets the magic. We dive a little deeper every time. Theme parks, cruise ships, and travel. If you don't listen, maybe now it's time.